Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to present the results of a personal challenge. This personal challenge was born in my last meeting. An old friend of mine, JP, if you come to see this video, this is the best I could do from our last meeting. This video is about project management tools and how to interact with them. For those tools, we're going to cover 5 main points that are requirements and time estimation, source control, development environment, continuous integration, and continuous delivery. For each section, we have Jira for requirements and time estimation. For source control, we have GitHub and Visual Studio Code, of course, with extensions. For the development section, we're going to use Visual Studio Code and Docker Desktop. For continuous integration, Visual Studio Code, GitHub Actions, Docker Hub, and for continuous delivery, the environments selected for this presentation is Docker Compose, Docker Kubernetes single node, and Kubernetes cluster on premises, VirtualBox machines. A little bit about this project is the structure. I'm going to use a database container to run my database on one container based on SQL Server image. I'm going to use a .NET Core 8 API project to interact with my database, an external security API to create the authorization authentication section, the .NET Core MVC user interface, and test projects to ensure that all of the features required for a common project are covered. Okay, let's first review the main tools that we are going to use. For example, I have here Jira configured and integrated with GitHub. So when I create an issue on Jira, I can create directly a branch to work in that issue. Of course, I already have my project over here on GitHub, and on Docker Hub I have previously generated images of this project. We are going to recreate them on this demo. Okay, let's going to start the project so we can see how this works. Okay, now as you can see over here, we have my container, my database container based on Microsoft SQL Server image running. The ports are mapped, and this is running okay. Now I have a launch configuration file that enables me to, with just pressing F5, running the entire solutions project that I want to run, that are basically 3. Those that don't have a user interface have enabled Swagger for the user interface. So as you can see over here, we have the security API and the Swagger for the backend API. Over here we have the user interface project, and we are going to log in our application to verify authentication authorization validation generated from our security project. Now, to review the database access that is running. Okay, looks like we have communication with our database. Okay, everything looks good. Now let's go and create a new issue in Jira. I already have a sprint created for this demo. Sprint is active and I'm going to create a bug, for example. I'm just going to write example text. Not many information over here. Just the very basic for this demo. I'm going to assign to me and select my current enable sprint. And I'm going to create. Okay, now it is on my backlog. So now all I have to do is put it in progress. And part of this integration is that I'm going to create a branch based on this issue. Over here we have our main branch. As you can see, we don't have any active branches. With this integration, I am able to select my solution, connect the branch that I want to create, the new branch, and the name of this new branch. I'm going to create the branch, and it said that it's ready. Okay, let's refresh this one. And it said now that we have two branches on GitHub, and we can select each one that we want. In Visual Studio Code, okay, let's stop this. In Visual Studio Code, you can go and get the code from our last branch created for this. Now, as the issue it says, I just want to change a label. So I want to change this main company to to company label. Now I want to run. Let's wait for the project to get up. Everything is okay. And now we can see that the label has been changed. So the change is correct and functional. Now I'm just going to the changes. Commit a push. Now we have this. and GitHub is getting my recent push and is indicating me that if I want to compare and create a pull request, I'm going to do that. This code is able to be merged to my main branch. I can see the changes over here, and I'm just going to create a pull request. No conflicts, and let's wait this to finish. Okay, now the process has finished. Let's see over here. Compile the workflow and the push image workflow were successfully executed, and it said that this branch has no conflict with the base branch. So I'm now going to do a merge pull request. And I'm going to confirm the merge. Everything is done over here. Now I'm going to delete this branch. I don't need this one anymore. Okay. Now we had two branches over here, but we have closed that one, and now refresh this page, and we can see that we have only one, our main right now. Okay, on our README we have those flags that are indicating that those workflows were executed successfully. Now this is all here. I have this rules configuration. First one is about notifications, about process compilation, and when it fails, it has their own notification too. And the close issue, that only is going to move my issue in Jira to done when my pull request has been merged in GitHub. Now we come here, and it said that we had this in progress and automatically move to done. So as you can see, the integration with Jira and GitHub is very useful to have this kind of information updated. Okay, now we are going to run some tests in the application so we can verify the workflows defined in the pipelines in GitHub that they are running and they do what we want to do. So let's go over here. I'm going to test first to try to send a compilation error in the app so we can see how the pipelines will react to this kind of error. Okay. I don't want to do this. On this branch, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to synchronize my main. Okay. Okay. Now okay. Now we have this error. And commit. Sync. And just let's wait for the pipeline to be executed over here. Then come here and see on the workflows list that we already have the process running. Just let's wait this for finish and see what are the results. I have two different pipelines because I want to execute different tasks separately. But the ideal is to make them some kind of relational. So one workflow should depend on the other one, but it depends of what you want to do. The build and compile is in charge of just building the code and executing the test process, the test projects, sorry. But the one that is build and push Docker image to Docker Hub don't necessarily fails when we have an error on test projects because that's not part of this workflow, but this can be part of this. Okay, as you can see, the manual compile error is failing in build and compile pipeline. And we can come here and refresh this one, and we can see that our project is failing on the build and compile task. This kind of information is very useful for different projects, and it enables you to make a quick review of which is wrong in your source code. This is going to fail too. Let's wait this one. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and wait, return when this has finished. Okay, the process has finished, and we have over here the error message for both. And we should update this one, and we can see that our flags are running fine. Okay, next step is to this. Okay, but I want to test to run my unit test, so I should fire manually this fail assert, and let's see what will happen. Okay, sync, and let's those tasks run over here. They should run soon. Okay, they are running right now. So let's wait for those to run and execute and verify the difference on this kind of error. Okay, the process has finished, and now as you can see, the compile workflow pipeline is giving the error alert. That is, we have a test method that is failing, but the other one is saying that okay, I feel okay, and I'm running, I'm pushing to Docker Hub the images. Okay, my images were updated recently, so um, this is the part of CI, and now we are going to enter to CD part. So I'm going to start with Docker Compose running. Okay. But first I need to update my Docker Hub images to the last correct version. So I'm going to update this code. Okay. Now both processes should run again, and they should verify that everything is okay. Okay, tags are updated correctly. And when this has finished, I will come again and run the corresponding Docker Hub file, Docker Compose file. So I'm going to pause the video and prepare my Docker Compose code to be executed with the images that we recently created. So I will pause the video again and see you soon. Okay, the process has finished. Everything looks good. Images were updated, and now we're ready for the continuous deployment. First, to be able to run my Docker Compose file, I will need to stop my database container because it's using the same port that I'm going to use in my deployment. So we want to prevent that conflict with the ports. Okay, now I'm going to just put a compose up command on my Docker Compose file, and let's wait this to prepare and set the entire environment. I will pause the video again because this is probably a process that will take more time that I have to present. So again, I'm going to pause the video and wait for the process to finish. Well, the process has finished. Now let's verify that all of our containers are up and running. This one gave an error, but now it's running. On Docker desktop, we should see all of our projects up and running. And now we only need to verify that they are running. First, the Swagger, security, Okay, everything looks good. Now, user interface. Let's validate user access. Everything fine. Now let's verify that we are connecting to our database. And let's confirm that those changes are stored in the database. So as you can see, with my Docker Compose file, I can set up an entire environment for my application with different services that are connected and working together. Next step is go over here and stop the Docker Compose environment. Okay, now in Docker desktop, we don't see any of those containers, so everything looks good. Now for the second deployment type, I'm going to use Kubernetes single node environment in Docker desktop. So I'm going to enable Kubernetes and install it. And of course, this will take some more time. So I'm going to pause the video and return when this has finished. Well, single node has finished installation. So over here we can see the corresponding containers that are in charge of running the Kubernetes single node environment in Docker desktop. Now we're going to verify that there are no deployments. And no bots. Okay, return to our project. Now we're going to run a new terminal. Go to the K8s folder. So we will be able to access our YAML files. Right now I have command lines over here. Okay. And finally the database. Container. Okay. Now view the deployments. We still have two pending more. So we will wait to the process to finish the deployment. All deployments are ready. Let's review the pods status. Looks like they are running fine. Now let's see if we have the application available. Application looks good. Authentication looks good. Backend, frontend, and database access are working now. This data is different because the environment is different to the corresponding Docker Compose environment. This is a single node Kubernetes environment, so this is a different database. And everything looks good. Now I'm going to proceed with the corresponding. Okay. Now we are going to remove this and proceed with the another part. Okay, finally, for the last part of this presentation, I'm going to talk about Kubernetes on-premises configuration. I have different virtual machines on VirtualBox. I have two etcd servers and a proxy server that will communicate and have high availability information about the deployments. This structure can support different master nodes that have different worker nodes, but for my equipment limitations, I have to run a more simplistic environment. As you can see, I have all of my virtual machines running over here. I'm working right now with only one master and only one worker because I don't have enough resources for this incomplete environment. Over here we have the virtual machines that were configured to support this Kubernetes on-premises configuration. Now I have access to my master node where I can get the information of the deployments. Okay, nodes working over here. I already did the deployments. They are up and running. And my pods are up and running. I don't have a database pod because I don't want to implement shared folders in Linux environment for now, but I guess that accessing my worker node IP defined, I can see the different information. The backend applications are running and are fine. And over here I have the user interface application running on my Kubernetes configuration servers. Well, this is all about this presentation. So I will be continuing with more personal challenges, and will let you know what comes next on the next videos. Thank you for watching.